They will never warn you. No one will ever say it out loud. But it happens quietly, invisibly to people just like you every single day. At first, they see your kindness. They praise your willingness to listen, your patience, your endless grace. You are the one who stays late, who sacrifices sleep, who offers forgiveness without question. You are the one who bends, breaks, and yet returns with a smile. They call you good, they call you generous, they call you selfless. But beneath those flattering words, something darker takes root. One day you look around and notice you are no longer just tired. The exhaustion is something deeper. It's a hollowing. You have been pouring from an empty cup, giving away pieces of yourself until there's almost nothing left. And yet, the applause fades. The admiration turns cold. Your kindness, once a virtue, now becomes a weapon wielded against you, twisted, exploited, abused. You begin to feel unseen, unheard, invisible. This is the silent mechanism by which the world breaks people like you, not with violence or confrontation, but through quiet erosion, slow sacrifice, and the weight of expectation. But no one warns you of this, because if they did, the game would end. Here's the truth they never share. The world does not reward the selfless. It consumes them. Too much sacrifice is not heroic. It's self-destruction. Your generosity is not building bridges. It's forging chains that bind you to others' demands, to their needs, to their endless hunger. You become the reliable one, the dependable, the constant, the ever-available. But in that role, respect dries up. Because dependence breeds contempt, and the world respects strength far more than sacrifice. Let me ask you, when was the last time someone sacrificed for you? When did someone stand guard over your peace, protect your time, shield your energy? The answer is harsh, and it will sting they won't. Not because they're cruel, but because they have learned the rules better than you have. The rules of survival favor those who say no unapologetically. They favor those who walk away without guilt. Those who prioritize their own existence above all else. You've been sold a lie that endless giving makes you noble, makes you strong, makes you worthy. But that lie is a trap dressed in gold. Because when you give without limits, you become the lowest currency in the market of human relationships. You devalue yourself. You teach others to expect your sacrifice as their right. You become the invisible servant, not the admired hero. The powerful understand this. They wield generosity like a tool, not a habit. Their giving is calculated, strategic, and limited. They know that power lies in control, in the ability to say no, to withdraw, to walk away. And with that control comes respect, fear, and influence. They never beg. They never bleed for those who wouldn't bleed for them. Ask yourself who benefits when you bend so far you break. Do they remember, or do they simply demand more? You carry burdens that are not yours to carry, and the weight crushes your spirit. You wonder why you feel bitter, exhausted, invisible. The answer is simple, because in this world, your value is not measured by how much you give, but by how much you tolerate. Goodness without boundaries is weakness in disguise. It invites exploitation. It calls predators to feast. The moment you stop sacrificing is the moment you begin to regain yourself. You become a threat to the system built on your submission. They will accuse you of selfishness. They will call you cold, ruthless, uncaring. Smile at them because their discomfort is the sound of your chains snapping. You were trained like a loyal dog to obey, to serve, to give until you vanish. Society called it kindness, but it was obedience. From birth, you were handed a leash disguised as morality. Conditioned to believe your worth lies in how much pain you endure for others. But whose benefit is it really? You give your time, your energy, your loyalty. You soften blows, rescue the undeserving. And what do you receive? Silence, disrespect, ingratitude. The world does not cherish the sacrificial. It consumes them and discards them without notice. Because kindness is currency, and when it is handed out for free, it loses all value. People don't treasure the easy gift. They expect it. They call on you when no one else will, drain you dry, then speak behind your back as if you were nothing but a tool. Availability kills mystery. It kills power. It kills respect. You think you're generous, but you're actually devaluing yourself in the marketplace of human interaction. The ruthless understand this and act accordingly. They make others earn their presence. They give on their terms. They walk away when disrespected. They don't explain or apologize. And the world calls them strong, independent, commanding. Meanwhile, you are caught in a losing game saying yes when you mean no, giving until your soul screams to stop carrying burdens that aren't yours to bear. And you wonder why you are invisible, why your kindness goes unnoticed, why no one matches your sacrifice. The truth is, they see you as less. Because in this world, your value is not how much you give, it's how little you tolerate. If goodness does not learn to shield itself behind cunning, it becomes a noose. Sacrifice only has meaning when it is rare, earned, and tied to something greater than pleasing those who take without respect. The world rewards strategy, not martyrdom. You might believe if you keep giving, eventually they'll see your worth. They won't. People change only when you draw a line, when you say, this far, no further. Then you become something else entirely. Something feared. Something respected. The man who bleeds at every demand is a servant. The man who chooses when and where to bleed commands. He walks away silently, gives only when it serves a purpose, and never begs for respect. You must become that man. Stop sacrificing your peace for others' comfort. Stop playing savior in a world that destroys its own. Stop handing out kindness like free samples. Guard your goodness like a throne. Let no one sit on it unless they've earned their place. Because once you stop giving away your soul like charity, something extraordinary happens. They begin to chase you. They begin to wonder. They begin to respect. But don't mistake their silence for praise. They will test your resolve. The moment you stop sacrificing, you become a threat to the comfortable order they've built around your submission. The world is not kind to the kind-hearted. It uses them. And when the kindness dries up, it doesn't thank you, it accuses you. Welcome to strength. Mercy is beautiful, but only when wielded from power. When you hold the blade and choose to sheath it. Otherwise, mercy is weakness dressed in disguise. And weakness invites predators. You've been taught forgiveness is strength, turning the other cheek is noble. But who benefits from your silence? The ones who drain you, who call you good, who hide daggers behind smiles. It is better to be feared than to be loved if you cannot be both. Fear is stable. Love is fleeting. Love demands endless giving. Fear demands respect through presence alone. When people fear losing your favor, they adjust. They obey. But when you lead only with sacrifice, you teach them the opposite. They can break you, and you'll thank them for it. That is how kingdoms fall. How rulers become servants. Mercy must be a last move, never the first. It must be delivered from strength, never desperation. Every time you give beyond your limits, ask yourself, is this mercy or self-erasure? Will this build me up or tear me down? Because every unnecessary sacrifice chips away at your throne. At first, it feels like kindness, then invisibility, then erasure. And do you think they'll save you when you finally break? They won't. People have short memories and endless appetites. They move on. Find another giver, another servant, another soul too afraid to say no. Where does that leave you? Alone, bitter, empty, blaming the world for what you allowed. You were never powerless. You were just too merciful. But now you know better. From this moment forward, your mercy has conditions. No more unconditional loyalty. No more bleeding for those who wouldn't lift a finger for you. No more sacrificing your sanity to maintain peace in chaos. Let them feel your silence. Let them wonder what happened to the you who always said yes. Let them miss that version because that version is dead. The new you gives from power, from control, from strategy. You give when it strengthens your position. You give when it serves your plan. Most importantly, you know when to refuse. This is not cruelty. This is calculated rule. Every act of restraint is a declaration. I am not here to serve. I am here to command. Mercy paired with strength is unforgettable. Mercy without strength is a death sentence. So sharpen your judgment. Protect your energy fiercely. And when you give, make sure it is a gift, not an obligation. Stop sacrificing for those who wouldn't hesitate to sacrifice you. You are not their fuel. You are the fire. You've been convinced your kindness is your greatest virtue, your light, your legacy. But what if your kindness is the very reason they never respect you? Because kindness spent too freely loses value. It becomes expected, not treasured. You believe by giving endlessly, you'll earn loyalty, gratitude, maybe even love. But people don't value what's always available. They don't treasure what wasn't fought for. They use it. They cross over you like a bridge, never caring if you collapse. And when you break, when you whisper, I can't anymore, they don't thank you. They leave. Because your value was never who you were. It was what you gave. And once you stop giving, they lose interest. This is the brutal truth no one tells you. You were trained to be a martyr, to bend until you shatter. And when you break, they call you bitter, ungrateful, changed. What they mean is, you stopped letting them take without resistance. This is why you must stop. Stop placing your soul on a silver platter for those who wouldn't give you a drop if you were drowning. Sacrifice has its place, but only when it serves your rise. Never give in ways that weaken your power or encourage dependence. Once they expect your sacrifice, it's no longer generosity. It's duty. And when you say no, it's betrayal, because they built their comfort on your suffering. You taught them your pain was their privilege. Now you must unteach them, not with words, with silence, with distance, with refusal. Let your absence be the shock that wakes them. Let them realize you are no longer a servant cloaked as friend, sibling, partner, or teammate. You are a force. A force does not give endlessly. A force does not sacrifice blindly. A force does not crumble to keep peace. You are not cold for setting boundaries. You are not cruel for protecting your time. You are not selfish for putting yourself first. You are done being currency. From now on, your kindness will be rare, strategic, earned. Let them earn it. Let them prove their worth. Let them invest in you. Because the more they invest, the more they value you. And the less you sacrifice, the more power you keep. The world does not reward those who sacrifice most. It rewards those who know when to stop. Stop giving to those who only take. Stop proving your worth through pain. Stop bleeding for people who never intend to heal you. Your kindness is powerful, but only when backed by strength. And your strength begins the moment you realize you owe no one your peace, your time, your soul. So burn the script they gave you, the one that said, good people give without limits, because good is a cage. And now you walk out of it. No guilt, no apology, just power. But before we dive further into this truth, understand this: power is never given, it is taken. It is wrested from the hands of those who wish to keep you small, who want your light dimmed, who profit from your endless sacrifice. They thrive on your obedience, your compliance, your exhaustion. The world's system is designed to extract from you until you are a husk, a hollow echo of your true self. They do not need your full strength, they only require your submission. So when you begin to hold back, when you begin to say no, it disrupts the entire balance. It is as if you've pulled the thread on a tapestry they thought indestructible. And in that disruption lies your power. Because power, in its truest form, is the power to refuse, the power to protect, the power to walk away without looking back. Do not mistake this for selfishness. Selfishness is an excuse they use to keep you compliant. But there is a vast difference between selfishness and self-preservation. The selfish hoards and clutches. The self-preserver guards and chooses. One destroys relationships through greed. The other strengthens them through boundaries. Boundaries are the foundation of power. Without them, you are a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wave of demand and expectation. Boundaries create the invisible fortress that separates your energy from the parasitic. They tell the world you are not theirs to consume. You are a kingdom, and kingdoms protect their treasures. You must learn to say no, and say it with conviction. No is the word that births respect. It is the shield that guards your soul. It is the first step in reclaiming your identity from the hands of those who have taken it for granted. No is not a rejection of others. It is an affirmation of yourself. And yet, how many times have you let that word wither on your tongue? How many times have you swallowed your boundaries, ignored your fatigue, and given just one more piece of yourself to someone who does not deserve it? It is not weakness. It is conditioning. Conditioning that tells you your worth is tied to how much you endure for others. This conditioning is so deeply embedded that it becomes a whisper in your ear at all times, guilt coating every refusal, shame drowning every attempt to protect your limits. But listen carefully, that voice is a liar. It serves those who seek to use you. Your real strength is in silence, the silence that follows a firm no, the silence that says, I am not here for your convenience. Because when you start protecting your time and energy, you will notice something strange. People will suddenly act as if they never knew you. They will claim you've changed. They will accuse you of cruelty. They will call you cold-hearted. They will try to drag you back into the cycle of sacrifice with accusations and emotional manipulation. Welcome to Power's first test. The test is this: will you let their discomfort dictate your boundaries? Will you sacrifice your peace again to soothe their wounds? Or will you hold firm, knowing that your strength is the medicine they secretly need, even if they cannot admit it? You see, people love their comfort zones. They crave stability, even if it means living in a cage. Your refusal to serve their comfort will make you a threat, a challenge to their fragile reality. They will resist your rise with every tool they have: gossip, judgment, exclusion, pity. But you cannot allow their resistance to weaken your resolve, because their resistance is proof that you are breaking the cycle, proof that you are disrupting the status quo, and power is always disruptive. Power does not come to those who seek approval. It comes to those who seek truth, even when that truth is lonely and unpopular. It comes to those who can stand in their solitude without flinching because they have found something far more valuable than belonging themselves. Now, let's explore the deeper layers of this sacrifice trap. Sacrifice, at its core, is a transaction, but it is often a transaction rigged against you. You give, expecting connection, respect, perhaps love. But what you get is obligation, a debt you can never repay. You are locked into a cycle of giving that only benefits the receiver. This dynamic creates an imbalance, a power imbalance. The giver becomes the debtor, the receiver, the creditor, and creditors rarely lose their power. They hold it like a weapon, calling in favors, demanding loyalty, requiring compliance. But here's the paradox. The more you give, the less power you hold. Because power flows from scarcity. When your kindness is rare, when your attention is limited, when your time is hard to come by, you become a prize, a coveted force. People respect what is not easy to obtain. But when your kindness is infinite, when your time is always available, when your attention never wavers, you become an expectation, a utility, a background noise, invisible and replaceable. Do not be invisible.